everybody. Happy Sunday afternoon. How's everybody doing today? I see we have a few people already waiting. Kim in Alaska. Looking forward to the live. Me too. It's going to be a lot of fun today. Donna. Hi, Donna. How's it going? And it looks like people are just starting to join. So welcome, everybody. It's been a busy morning. I have to say, whenever I decide to work with mixed media, it takes a little bit of preparation. I mean, I have to get out all of my supplies. I was playing last night trying to get ready, and I realized some of my alcohol inks, the lids were dried on, so I had to like clean up some of those. So this was a good live because it required me to actually pull out some of the product that I haven't used in a while. And I even realized I didn't have any blending solutions. So that's going to be interesting working with alcohol inks. So let me know, you guys, if my audio sounds good, if the picture is good, and we can kind of get right into it. So today what I thought we would do is work with alcohol inks. And I kind of got inspired by this because Tim Holtz just released some new alcohol inks. And I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know if I'm going to get them or not. And from the looks of my alcohol inks that I haven't been using for a while, I don't know if I'm going to. I mean, I want to make sure it is a good investment. You know, some of the product out there isn't cheap. So you have to be really, you know, particular about what you buy, especially if you're going to dive in. You know, I dove into the distressed crayons, and I have no regrets, but there are a few colors that I use more often than not. I mean, I felt like I had to get every color. That probably wasn't a great decision. Let's see. I dove into the alcohol inks, but when my mother-in-law passed away, I inherited her craft room. So I've got doubles of some of the alcohol inks. So I have to really decide if this is supposed to be something that I'm going to continue to work with. So you guys can kind of help me along the way with this decision. So let me know in the comments, do you guys use alcohol inks? And if you do, what are your impressions on those? Do you like them? Do you use them? What do you guys think about alcohol inks? Because that's really what we're going to be talking about today. I'm also going to, like I said, we're going to make Valentine's Day cards today. But if you're looking for a fun, cute, sweet Valentine's Day card, then this isn't the video for you because we're going to get grungy. We're going to get a little grungy today. And we're going to go back to what I love, which is more of the, I don't know, mixed media, I guess, cards. It's going to be reds, it's going to be browns, but it's not going to be our cute Valentine's Day card. So that's not what we're going to be doing today. So I see a few more people are joining. Pam is in the house. Hi, Pam. I think I already said Kim from Alaska. You use them and they are fun to play with. So yeah, and you know, it's one of those things where it's not that I don't like them. I just don't tend to use them as often as I should, and I'm not really sure why, but we're going to use them today. So let me go ahead and transition down, and I'll show you what I have on my desk, and we can get to playing. All right, so let's see here. Let me just make sure I am centered up here. Probably something I should have done before I got on camera. All right. And transition. All right. So still a little crazy. All right. And I guess you guys don't need to see my my keyboard, do you? All right. So let me show you some of the prep that I've been doing and exactly what we're going to be working with. Yeah, so Kim in Alaska says they're messy. Yeah, they can be. You know, I guess it really depends on how you use them. But first of all, let me show you. I try to do some preparation before I get on camera, especially for Sunday, because I want to have an idea of what we're going to do. You know, a lot of times on Friday afternoon or after work when I've just had it for the week and I'm ready to play, I might just turn on the camera and start playing. But for our Sunday sessions, I do try to come prepared. Let me see if I can fix that glare. I do try to come prepared with an exact idea of what we're going to be doing today, because I want you guys to walk away satisfied. I don't want you to feel disappointed on some of these lives, so I want to feel like they are useful. Not just a chat session, which chatting and crafting is fine. I love it. But I want you guys to feel like these are beneficial Sunday afternoons. So I try to come prepared is my point. So last night when Elizabeth was doing her Zoom crafting session, I turned it on and I started playing, and that's when I realized my alcohol ink lids were dried out. So I had to get a fancy tool, and I have it here because I wanted to kind of share with you what I used to get my alcohol inks open. So I got my what is this? This is a wrench, I guess. So they were dry. These aren't dry now because I opened them up. But if they do dry, you guys, you can just get one of these and open it up, and it opens real nice. And let's see here. So they are messy. That is probably why you don't use them. Yeah, like I said, they can be, not really though. I mean, I guess it depends on the way that you use them. I don't find them messy so much. I find my distressed crayons a little bit more messier than that. My texture paste definitely is messy. Pliers, thank you, Pam. So these were from my husband, and so I used these last night to get them open because they were dry. So this is a good way to get yours open if you haven't used them in a while, and your caps dry out, because these worked great. But yeah, this is what I did last night. I did this, and this is the type of card I like to make. Like I said, and I've said this before, I'm not a cutesy crafter. While some of my stuff, I guess you guys have said, is cute, I don't consider myself a cutesy crafter at all. I consider myself a grungy crafter. Sherry D is in the house. Hello, Sherry. And this is what I was playing with last night, and then I realized I didn't have any of my that your alcohol ink. Usually you have your liquid, I can't even think today, like Debbie J says, words are hard, your blending solution. I couldn't even find my blending solution. So if I am going to continue down the path of alcohol inks, I'm going to need to get some more blending solution. And then I also got out some of my what do I have here? Some of my embossing glaze, so I thought we would play a little bit with that today. Because remember, if you are using alcohol inks, it has to be a non-porous surface. And you can create some of your paper to be non-porous, and that's what I did with this heart. And I know everybody doesn't like the grunge like I do, so I wanted to give you some ideas for the not so grungy cards, but are still not cutesy either. So we're going to be working on these today, or something similar. Hopefully you guys like what we're going to be doing today. So on my desk, so I did start to use my magic mat. It is a little bit warped. I know they say if you heat it up, it will unwarp. So we're giving it a try. I bought 2 of them when they were on sale. And I haven't quite got the thickness on all of my dies and my embossing folders yet, but we're going to figure that out. So far I like it. I mean, I've been using it. It does warp a little bit, but I know you can heat it and it will go back into place. So we'll see. So I had that here holding all of my stuff. All right, so the things we're going to play with today are the alcohol inks, of course, and then this 3D texture fades. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the texture fades. These are the real deep embossing folders from Tim Holtz, and I believe Sizzix also has other brands as well from other designers. I'm a Tim Holtz girl, so I tend to have his stuff. And this is mainly what we're going to be playing with today. And I was doing a little bit of play last night, cutting them out, adding alcohol ink, and trying to figure out what we're going to do. So I also purchased, just because I love, a lot of times I'll buy things not necessarily knowing what I'm going to do with them. I have them in my little box here. They're somewhere here. The little metal ones that are like this. And again, I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I like them. And a lot of times, you know, if I don't know where I'm going down on my crafting journey, I'll go and I'll have an idea, and then I won't have the item that I want to work with. And that's always a bummer. So if I see something that I like, it's my style, a lot of times I'll buy it, even though I don't necessarily have an idea in mind for it. So I also cut out some of these long hearts that I like. Not sure if we're going to use them, but I wanted to have them prepared. And then I had these here. Let's see if I can share with you what this comes from. I got all my supplies because I realized on some of my lives, I don't always share with you. I try to go back and put them in the notes, but I don't know if you guys remember these. These are the Tim Holtz dies. And I saw this little heart, so I thought maybe we can incorporate these little hearts somehow. I don't know. I don't know where we're going to go today, ladies. But we will start down the path. But yeah, I mean, I think these are great. The texture fades tend to be a little expensive, so I try to get them when they're on sale. And it was one I knew I wanted. I also got the basket weave one, which I think will be great for Easter, and we'll be playing with that probably in a couple months or so. But yeah, I think these are great. You can use them as a back panel. You can cut them up and make words. Lots of fun things I think you can do with these. So I was happy that I finally got that. And this is what you can do with them. You can kind of make them grungy using alcohol inks, because I'm using the Tim Holtz paper, which is non-porous here. So these work great in the texture fades. All right, and then I embossed another one because I had another idea. So I got this blue one here. What else do I have here on my desk? Some of the cut up letters and some more hearts. And let's just kind of get a little organized here. I do have some ideas of what we're going to make, of course. Just getting my desk organized here before we kind of jump in. All right, so I did another of the silver. I did the blue one. This was sitting on my desk, so I decided to cut up some cogs as well, because I thought, well, maybe we could go down that path. And then just some white ones, because if you don't have alcohol inks, I wanted to give you guys some ideas on how you can still get the metallic look. All right, so let's get into it. Also, this was sitting on my desk. I'm not sure what it came from. It probably came from this, so I probably shouldn't ink it up. But if you have, you know, the clear plastic, these are good for alcohol inks as well. And on that black and white card, yeah, it goes to this. On this black and white card, this is the stamp that I used. So I had that out. So Crystal is asking me if I watched Tim Holtz yesterday. So I didn't catch it live. I was catching it on the replay last night. Didn't get completely through it, but I'm going to go back and finish it. So yeah, I know he did his Valentine. It wasn't really a Valentine, just ideas, I guess, for Valentine's. So yeah, I started watching it, but I didn't watch it in the live, just because I love his lives, but his lives are 3 hours long, and I just don't have 3 hours to sit in front of the computer watching. I know I used to, and take this with a grain of salt. I love Tim Holtz, and I love his products, and I'm a big fan, but I'm not as into it as I used to. And when I say that, I don't have 3 hours to spend just watching him create. I'll go back on the replay. and, you know, watch it while I'm multitasking, but I don't necessarily have 3 hours to sit and watch him. He's awesome, but I'm glad that his videos are on the replay. So it's hard to say it. I'm a diehard, but I'm not a diehard, if that makes sense. So hopefully that makes sense. But I do love him. He's my favorite designer. I buy his products. It's probably the only designer that I buy most of his products because I do love his style. All right, so let's get busy. So the first thing I want to share with you is if you don't have alcohol inks and you just have regular cardstock, you still can get the metallic look. And the way that you can achieve that is with some of your distressed crayons. So distressed crayons are wonderful. They are a little bit messy. So if you don't like getting your fingers dirty, they may not be for you. I don't mind. I just make sure I have a dirty rag next to me here. Baby wipes are great as well. But yeah, I use my black soot a lot. As you can see, it's pretty grungy. And then he also has these in like metallic. So this is the tarnished brass, ooh, that's a hard word, tarnished brass. I've got antique bronze, and then I have another one here somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. What's that one? That's pumice stone. That's probably a good one too. So yeah, I didn't get to that part. Crystal's saying that he used a 3D embossing folder to make it look awesome. I didn't get to that part yet. Like I said, I'm only about a third of the way through, and I'll have to finish watching his video because I do get ideas. So the brush pewter is the one I was looking for. So this can give you a little bit of a metallic look. So if you don't have the alcohol inks, but you still want to have somewhat of a metallic look, you can still get the look using this. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to kind of grunge it up, and I'm going to go to my walnut stain for this. I might actually use pumice stone. Let me see. Let's see what I got here. All right, so yeah, I think I might also pull out my pumice stone. Since I pulled out the distressed crayon, and we'll see that. These cases are great. I really like them. All right, so Monica being unprepared here. So let's see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just give it some background. And so is Biddy Penny in the house? Hey, Biddy, how's it going? All right, so I'm going to start out with just some pumice stone here, just to lightly add some color. And as you can see, because it is embossed, it's going to pick it up really easily. So if you just want to highlight your letters, this is a good way to do it. And it's just a real light touch. If you go too hard, of course, you're going to get your ink in the background. But if you want to highlight your colors, then this is really easy. Now, if you don't want to use a blending tool, sometimes I'll just come right in with my ink. And because, again, because it is embossed, it picks up the color really nicely. And you can go as deep as you want with this. Now, if you want to get some color in the background, you might have to be a little bit more strategic when coloring. So I have these daubers. I don't know if any of you guys have these. I got them a while back when scrapbook.com had them on sale. And you can come in and you could be a little bit more specific about your background if you are using this dauber here. So you can just kind of come in and add some color. I don't mind it being imperfect. I am not a perfect crafter. I like grunge and I like imperfection, because that way I'm never disappointed and I don't have mistakes, because I'm not anticipating perfection. So she's saying that ink pad has some love. This one, walnut stain, gets used a lot. Yes, if that's the one you're referencing. Walnut stain is probably my go-to for my inks. And then for my crayon is my black soot. All right, but see, as you can see, you can easily, on a white cardstock, you can add some color to make sure your letters will stand out a little bit more. Now, if you want to get a little bit crazier, you can come in with your distressed crayons as well. And again, because your letters are raised, it takes a very slight hand to be able to color these up. So I'm just simply using it like a crayon, and as you can see, it's picking it up really, really nicely with hardly any effort at all. So I'm just kind of going over my letters here to add some color. Now, once you have the color on your letters, this is where you can get a little bit messy if you want to. So if you wanted to, you know, move some of that color, your fingers have the natural oils to be able to pick up on that. Another thing you can use is your collage medium, which of course is what I don't have. Hold on a second. And the collage medium, of course, you can get it in the matte or in the vintage. So if you want to add more brown color to your background, then you can use the distressed collage medium to move it. And as you can see, that's where you're going to get more color that kind of is covering your background, because you have a little bit more moisture on your fingers to be able to move that color. So there's a lot of different ways you can use your crayons. My recommendation is just play with them, figure out how you want to use them. But I like the movement, even though your fingers have the natural oils, to be able to move the crayon. I find that using the collage medium really helps it on your paper to move it. And like I said, if you want to have more of that vintage look, the vintage collage medium is great. I really like it. All right. So just with minimal effort, as you can see, we've already kind of transformed this. And from here, you know, you can dry them, you can cut out the letters kind of like I did with these here. You can distress them more if you want to. Should we do that? I'm not sure if I'm going to use it as a background. Let me just kind of give you an idea here. So if you cut these out, it probably would work better with paper. You can easily grunge these up a little bit more by just adding some of the crayon on the outside. And again, just using your natural oils on your finger to move that color. but it's going to make it grungy, you guys. So if you guys aren't into the grunge, that may not be something you want to do. The grungier, the better for me. All right. So now that you have your background, there's a lot of ways you can go. You know, you can add a heart here. You can, and there's so many ways you can go, right? Let's see, what do we want to do here? So on, oh, I know what I want to do. All right, so let's see here. So I want to show you, so I have this heart here, and we'll do a couple. I don't know if you can see on it, but it has some red where I added alcohol ink, and I want to show you how I did that. But let me cut this down first. I think I'm going to make a smaller card. Hi, Dawn. Welcome to the show. Let's see. So I'm going to probably match. I had to think about what I was going to do. Okay, so this is going to be an A2 card. So I think right there. All right. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut this down, and we're going to mat this onto some black cardstock. But before I do that, I wanted to show you what I was talking about with that black soot. Let's find my tool. There it is. So this is another tool that I use a lot of. It works great with thicker cardstock to cut up your paper. And I usually will do this when I'm going to use my distressed crayon on the outer edge. So let me ask you guys, I know, like I said, I did some planning last night. See, I just ripped that, but I'm fine with that. I did some planning last night, so you guys knew what I was going to do. I uploaded my picture showing you what we were going to play with today, or kind of create. Did you like that, or do you like to be more surprised? I was hoping the picture might attract, you know, people that are interested in this style. But a lot of times I don't have a card already made up. But I did have my prototype. So did you like knowing kind of what cards we were going to make? All right, so this media mat works great for this technique as well. And as you can see, it's very, very messy, very messy. But as long as you have your spray bottle, let's see if I have any of that goodness I can pick up. Waste not, want not, right? So that's just particles from my distress crayon that I'm picking up here. All right. So Kim says that she's fine either way, either announcing it or surprising you. So that's good. Yeah, a lot of times I'm not that prepared. So I can't necessarily give you an example of what we're going to be making. All right, so it's my black cardstock. See, when I think I'm prepared and I'm not. So I have this huge filing cabinet I don't know if you guys watched my craft room tour, but I have one drawer just full of paper, and it's been so nice. Let's see here. Sorry, I got to measure. It's been really nice having all my paper organized rather than just stacked up. I have them in filing folders, and it's been wonderful because I can just find exactly what I'm looking for. It's amazing what organization will do, right? All right. So I know I'm going to mat this on black cardstock. And I'm going to go ahead and just glue this down. The Victorian Edge. Hello. I don't think I've ever seen you on my lives before. Welcome. Please, if you're comfortable, introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from. We would love to meet you. This is a very friendly group. So y'all, please welcome Victorian Edge because I don't think I've ever seen her in our group before. All right, so you guys seem to be comfortable. Dawn says she is fine with or without the promo picture. So good. So I don't have to feel so guilty when I can't get you an example up. All right. So that's looking pretty good. So what I want to show you is this is just regular cardstock. This is paper. This will not hold your alcohol inks at all. It'll just kind of absorb it and suck it in. But if you add some sort of a distressed collage over it, it makes it soft. So yeah, Kim, if you haven't seen the tour, Dawn, it's in my past videos. And I gave you a tour of my whole craft room, all my vintage stuff. I gave you a tour of the whole room. So if you're interested, check it out because I opened up my craft world to you in that video. So yeah. All right, so the way that I accomplish this, and let's see if maybe you can figure this out. So I don't know if you can see that this heart is shiny and this one is not, but it's the same paper. Yeah, Kim, if you have room to move your legal size filing cabinet down, I highly recommend it because, like I said, it's changed my world. I have in one drawer I have all of my paper in there by colors. I have a lot of my vintage ephemera filed away. So it's been really nice. I mean, I probably have more stuff than most people. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know that for a fact, but I have a lot of stuff. And it's been really nice having it organized. All right, so the embossing dauber is what I used. So the Victorian Edge is from a small town in North Carolina. She loves paper crafting and making junk journals. Awesome. You sound like our type of people. All right, so I am just using my embossing dauber to add moisture to my heart. And the one thing I found when I was practicing this technique earlier is I was getting my fingerprints. So I need to figure a way not to get my fingerprints all over this. All right, let's see if we can figure this out. So once you have your embossing dauber on your heart, then you got to decide what color you're going to use. And I went with the darkest one that I had. Let's see. See if I can find it here. Of course, I can't find it. Well, let's use Rusty Hinge. All right. Okay. I don't know if this is the one I used, but we're going to use this one. And then I just poured it right on. And if you're wondering what my powder is going into, it's a coffee filter. All right, so I just make sure it is fully saturated. Oops. And I think I'm going to try to dry it actually. Like I said, I got fingerprints on my first one, so I'm going to try to dry this without holding it up. So we're going to have some noise here in a minute, ladies. I'm just looking for my dental tool, right? You guys have seen me use this. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but do you see as it dries, and you still got your black color. All right, so now I have, and I'm gonna let that dry a minute. Now I have cardstock that I can add alcohol ink on, because now it's no longer porous, right? I've sealed it. So now I can add some alcohol ink, which we're going to be doing in a minute. So I too have a lot of 12 by 12 paper. I have a credenza, actually you can see it in the back of me. And one side is completely full of 12 by 12 paper. And in my laundry room slash shelves crafting room, I also have my bottom shelf full of 12 by 12 paper. That's actually why I started to, hold on, I'm just looking for this, create kits, because I have so much paper, you guys, that I need to start using it. So you guys know that I made those little books, right? And one of the live, I think it was last week, we did those little books, and that's going to be a staple in my shop now. If you guys like those little books, I'm going to be adding all sorts of different designer papers to make those books, because I need to use up a lot of my paper. So I'm going to have those kits as a normal item in my shop from now on. All right. Okay, so now it's dry, and as you can see, it's shiny. Hopefully you guys can see that. And now you can add alcohol ink to it, which is kind of cool. Now, if you've never used alcohol ink before, it is liquid. And what you're going to want to use are felts. Now, you can buy these felts already cut in the packaging, or if you're a frugal girl like me, you can cut your own. So all it is felt. Just depends on how much convenience you want. And then I'm just going to add some ink here. Like I said, I don't have any of the blending solution, but I like this because I can add some red, and it is very slight. I don't know if you can see that. So if you wanted to add, you know, some color to it, you can do that. I wonder if I could even drip it. Let's see. But it's just going to kind of do its thing, and it's not going to soak into the paper because you've got it protected with the embossing glaze. So I thought that was kind of neat. Just trying to clean up as I go here. But yeah, I think this is, people were saying that alcohol ink can be a little messy. It can be, and that could be why a lot of people don't play with it. Yes, I have. So Kim is asking if I've ever used rubbing alcohol to move my ink. Yes, I have. And it works. I mean, like anything, there's always going to be some substitutes that probably will work. Um, I like the blending solution better, but you know, if I don't have it, I can use the rubbing alcohol. In fact, I've put it in. I might even have. I've put it in these little spritzers before. Um, that might even be it. And then I'll add color and then I'll spritz it. I don't know for sure that this is alcohol ink, but yes, to answer your question, yes, I have. And I have these little spritzers that I've used before. All right, so now that I have my heart, it has some essence of the red on it. At this point, you can add it and you'd be good to go. One thing I did, my hands are dirty, on this one, and I don't know if you can see this again, it's just small details. I wrapped it in thread, like a bound heart. If you want it to show up a little bit more, you can use a different color, but that's just another idea. You can, you know, wrap thread around it, and then you can hang things from here if you want to, like little charms or whatnots. But that's also another idea, and I've done that before. I've also wrapped it with like metal. Let's see if I have it. Totally unprepared, you guys. But that's my crafting world. I kind of have ideas as I go along. I'm getting some metal twine, so bear with me. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. It's just very thin metal, and I've used that. We're going to use this actually, but you can wrap your heart with it. Wrap your heart, that sounds funny. And usually I need some Scotch tape. Let's see. If you don't have Scotch tape, just get some washi tape. It works nice. Anything to hold the backing. This probably wasn't a good choice, but we're gonna make it work. All right. See, even as prepared as I try to be, I'm never fully prepared for these. Because a lot of times I don't know where, I mean, like you guys can relate. You don't know where your crafting is gonna take you. So this probably wasn't a good choice. I love this thin tissue tape, I think is what it's called. But after, and it's years old, you guys. And after a while, it's hard to open. Let me get an easier one. All right, I know this will be easy. Tissue tape or even washi tape isn't something that lasts forever because after a while it just gets so hard to unwrap. But I mean, I guess everything isn't intended to last forever, right? Okay, so let me see if I can just stick this down. All right, so now that that's down, it's just an easy wrap. And this is just an added touch. It's not anything you have to do. But if you are going for like a, you know, a steampunk look or a, you're adding metal to your design, sometimes this is just kind of a fun addition. And then you can use it to add your charms to it. All right. Just trying to get a little tighter here. Okay, Pam, I hope you feel better. Have a good nap. And the metal that I typically use is on a roll. I'm going to run short here, but we'll make it work. All right, but you get the idea. All right. So I want it to look tight on my heart, so I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit. I think that needs to come down. See, nobody ever sees the back, right? So it can be as messy as you want it to be. All right, but you get the idea. You can just essentially wrap things around the heart. All right, so this is going to go here. I am going to add a metal element. So I got out some of my metal elements here to see what we could add. I mean, the key to your heart probably would be the most obvious, right? In fact, I just had a better idea. That's what we're going to do, is the key to your heart. Let me see what other keys I have. That one's pretty big. I don't know, maybe I like the big one. All right, so we're going to use that one. All right, so I had a better idea. So we're going to take all this off. Okay, so I'm going to use this metal to wrap around the key. So let's try this again. If I wasn't using the key, I probably would just hang a charm off of this. But since I decided to go down the key path, I need to kind of pull this off. Yeah, that key, like I said, I don't ever know where I'm going to go with my direction. All right, so we're going to wrap this key somehow. Let's see if we can figure this out. So maybe I'll glue it first. Let's just add a little bit of glue here, and then we're going to set it aside for a minute. And I want the key to come down like that. All right, so I'm going to set that aside for a minute and let it dry, and then we'll come back to it. All right, so even if you don't have non-porous paper, you can still use your alcohol inks. You can still use, paper to make it look a little bit more metallic. There's ways around it. So that's really what I wanted to show you. Now, while that dries, we're going to come back to this in a minute. I want to go ahead and play with this a little bit. So this is non-porous. This is the Tim Holtz gold and silver paper with the craft paper on the back. And this is non-porous. So this absolutely takes alcohol ink. And let's see what we got here. I want these keys to look a little bit more vintage, I guess. So we're going to play with this a little bit. All right, so I don't have any plans here. We're just going to make this look darker. It had some of that red, so that red is kind of rubbing off. Kind of like that. It's kind of nice that when you don't know what you're going to get, right? Okay, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. Can you hear the crackling? It sounds kind of cool. All right. See, what else do I have here? I have this gold mixative. Let's see what this looks like. You know what, when you play like this, you don't know if you're going to ruin it. Now, I think that's old. That's just coming out liquid, or water, I should say. Let's see if we can save this. Nah, that might be a goner. That's just taking it right off, so that's not going to work. Alright, so I am just, again, making these keys look a little bit older. That red is really coming out, isn't it? And if you don't like that, just change your pad. So I said, you know, you can change your ink. Dawn is asking me if I catch Tim's live yesterday. Yep. I didn't catch it live. What was I doing yesterday? We were doing something. Oh, I went over to my father-in-law's house. And so I didn't catch it live, but I was watching the replay last night. I haven't completely finished it yet, but I do plan on finishing that because I always get ideas from him as well. So let's see. So Victorian Edge is asking, is that just regular ink, dauber, you're using on the Distress ink? Yes. So this is one of the Ranger ones. For my blending inks, I tend to use the domes. I tend to use the domes more for my inks, but for my alcohol inks, I like the square. I just feel like I have more control. And then I'm using felt to switch it out. Now, as you can see, as you add more ink, it's going to blend. I had some of that red on there from before, and it's picking it up. But I'm okay with that. If you're not okay with that, just make sure you change your felt, so that way you don't contaminate your colors. I like not knowing what I'm going to get. I like the surprise of it, if you will. So I'm okay with that. But if you're not, just change your inks, your felts. So I see Miss Elizabeth has joined. Hello, Elizabeth. Now this is, again, I don't know if it's even any good anymore. This is that Pearl Mixative. This is a combination of the ink as well as some of the, I don't want to say it's alcohol, but like the blending solution. It has specific solution to give it that pearl essence, I guess, and it goes bad. So, you know, that's why when I'm using that, just testing it out, it's pulling up the ink because it doesn't have that pearl anymore. But that's what happens when you don't use your product. And that's why I'm trying to decide, do I want to buy more alcohol inks? Do I need to buy more alcohol inks? I don't know. You know, I don't know if I use them enough to justify buying more. That's something I'll need to figure it out. And it's a dilemma we all have, right? I mean, there's so much product out there that we want, but you really have to ask yourself, am I going to use it? Is it worth the investment? Because art supplies are an investment. They are, you know, and it's like anything. If you're not going to, you know, I'm all for, I know everybody can't afford to buy a lot of product. So you have to be choosy about what you buy. And if it brings you joy, you know, I don't party, I don't drink, I don't gamble. This is what I spend my money on. And if it brings you joy, then I say, you know, it's worth the investment. All right. So this was the idea. So I wanted to add, and I'm going to pop this up. I wanted to add that background so that comes through. So that's the idea that I had. But we're going to let this dry here, you guys. We got a couple of projects going on. And we're going to come back to our key. You guys remember the key? Let's take this off a bit. We got multiple projects going on, ladies. And my workspace is getting smaller and smaller. All right, so that key is pretty much holding its own. So I think I can use, I wish I could find my wire. Let's see. Bear with me. I always find it after I'm done. That ticks me off. And I told myself, because I lose this all the time, that I'm going to put it somewhere that I know I'll be able to find it easily. Ah. Success! All right, so this is what I was talking about. And I do this technique often. That's why I have so much wire, because I just love the look. Especially if you're going for like a steampunk look, or you know, a industrial look. I know Tim does that a lot, and I love it. I love it when he does the industrial looks, because that's my jam. That's what I like. Let's see. And then I'm going to, I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do this. So I think I want to actually, see, I just pulled that right up. I can't decide how I want to do this. Yeah. So you guys don't see my back and forth when I'm creating. Typically, you just see the end result. But I do go back and forth. Do I want to do this? Is this the look I want? And that's not sticking. All right, let's see if we can do this. You know what? I'm not going to do it that way. We're going to just wrap this key. Then and this is why I like the big wire, because I won't run out. I can use as much as I need. I just want to wrap this heart. It's not cooperating. All right. It's always harder when you're trying to do it on camera. All right, it's too hard for me to do it on camera. I'm just going to go ahead and just wrap the key right now. And we'll just do it like this. All right. Okay, so let me get this glued down. And then I'll add my glue. And then we're going to need to let that really sit. As I lift it up. I say that as I lift it up. All right. All right. So that's going to need to sit. And when I say sit, probably hours. Because remember, you're gluing metal on paper and it really needs to sit. So I will have pictures of this on my Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, it's at the @ Taylormadecards4u, TAYLOR made cards, number 4 letter U. And I'll have the finished item. But I am going to add a label, and I'll show you which one I'm going to use. Now this stamp set that we're going to be using is probably not one you would think of for Valentine's Day. And it's this one right here. So this is called Mail Art, and I love it. And this is what I used to create this card here, which I think is pretty awesome. And I'm going to create a label to go across here. And I think I want to use, you could either use, I think what would work is either fragile or handled with care. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, you don't have to put anything if you don't want to, right? I mean, this is pretty nice on its own, but I do want to have some sort of a label. So, I'll move things aside here. And I'm going to emboss it again. So, I'm looking for paper somewhere around here. My work area is getting smaller and smaller. Okay. Have you ever had your magnets stick together? It's terrible. All right, so I'm gonna do the handle with care. Doesn't have to be exactly straight because I am going to be cutting it. And I think I'm going to do the fragile on this one. So maybe I'll stamp that while we have it out. All right. So there's the handle with care. And then let me see if I can find the fragile. Okay, what do I do with my stamp set? Don't you hate when you just had something and now you can't find it? Handle with care. Oh, fragile. That's what I wanted. All right. So Kim says straight isn't even a word in your vocabulary. I know, right? I have that trouble too. But never fear, my husband always is quick to tell me my card is crooked. I'm like, well, thanks, honey. All right. I think that's pretty good. And then I'm going to add my. Oh, there's my dark. I was looking for that earlier. My distress glaze. And the reason I do this, not only because I like it to shine, but if this is the glossy white paper, and if you've ever stamped on this, you know it's so easy to smear. So if you are stamping, and I like to call these silhouette stamps, stamps that have a lot of black in the background, it's a good idea to add either clear embossing powder, embossing glaze, something that's going to seal that ink so it won't smear. Yes, the Victorian edge. Husbands are great for that, aren't they? So I've shared with you guys that, hold on a second. All right, so now it's completely sealed and it's all nice and shiny. So I shared with you guys that we were watching Downton Abbey, and one of the lines that Anna uses, she was the handmaid, I guess is what it's called, or anyway, they were talking about something, and I guess the person wasn't minding their own business, and Anna's like, do you know what the success of business is? And the person like shakes her head, and then she responds, minding your own. So whenever, so that's become my husband and my line now, is if somebody's not minding their own business, you know, we'll say, you know what the success of business is? And we know exactly where we're going with that. So it's a great line. So if you need a line to tell someone to mind their own business, just ask them if they know what the success of business is. It's a lovely line. The lady's maid. Yes, Kim, thank you. And I love when she says, you know, Anna was late coming to help her get dressed or something. And she's like, I almost thought I was going to have to dress myself. We're like, really? Too funny. It was a good series, though. We enjoyed it. All right, so I had to put the glasses up because I'm cutting small areas. It really stinks to get old, doesn't it? Your eyes start to go, among other things. All right. Yes, the success of business is minding your own. Love it. All right, so of course this still is drying, but I'm going to put this right here, and I think I'm going to need a few foam dots because that's kind of high up, isn't it? I mean, I guess, but I want it there. I mean, I guess I could have it on the side. Kind of. Let me think about this. So I'm going to need a few foam dots, but not in the middle. This is going to be interesting. All right. So we can figure this out. Yes, Diane, everything starts to go. It's very unfortunate. So this is going to take forever. These foam dots aren't very thick. We're going to have to come up with a different plan, because that's going to take me forever. Let me see how thick. Oh, it's a little thicker. Let me think about this. Yes, I've seen Kim in Alaska. I've seen that quote before. That is a good one. All right. So I want, maybe it needs to go here. Okay, I'm having to rethink this. I don't know. What do you guys think? Maybe, I wanted to use this. Maybe I could put it like that. I wanted it right there, but that doesn't seem to be cooperating. Let's see. And I guess I can. I guess I could do it like that. That's not exactly what I wanted to do, but I'm going to have to make that work. All right, now I'm going to need to put this aside to dry, and then it's going to go on a card base. But that's essentially it. All right, so put that aside to dry. Okay, so now back to this one. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. So I'm not going to need the whole background. So let's see here. And I'm not too concerned about this because, again, this is going to be background. I just want to make it a little bit smaller. All right. And I do want this to pop up a little bit, but let me first figure out my size here. So I think this will be all right. Might be taller than I want. I think I had pre-cut this the right size. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. All right, so this is going to, first of all, get some more brown. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I just think I need to add more brown there. Okay. And then this is going to go popped up, I believe. All right. And then don't know. All right, let's see here. Okay, I'm taking a chance. Do I want to? I don't even know if I can. Where are my crayons? So I want to see if I can make these letters pop a little bit more. I'm gonna bring out the antique linen. I'm just gonna try it on one because I don't know if I even want to do this. Do I want to do that? I mean, it's all right, I guess, right? Yeah, I think I like that. I wasn't sure. You know how sometimes you're like, should I do it? Should I not do it? But I think this is going to be just fine. Where are we at with time? So we've been going an hour, you guys. I hope everybody is okay. We'll go maybe another 15 or 20 minutes. Because I'd like to finish these cards for you. All right, so yeah, I think I like that better because now the letters pop a little bit more. It's not as distressed as the other one, but I still like it. All right, so we're gonna make this pop up. Let's see what I got going on here. So I've got these. I guess you could even turn it into a shaker card, but you know, I'm not really a shaker card kind of girl, to be honest with you. I mean, I think they're cute and a lot of people make them, but it's not my jam. But I do want to make sure this is nice and secure, hence the overabundance of foam squares here. Okay, Kim, so you said you guys are good. All right, yeah. Sometimes my projects are a little bit more detailed than I think they're gonna be. So I apologize for that. I don't think I've ever stayed in an hour. But when you're crafting, a lot of times you're not watching the clock, right? You're just kind of playing. So, all right, now I gotta take all these off. I can't. Yeah, they are, and you know, I like them. Elizabeth made me an awesome shaker card, and I like getting them. They're not my jam to make. I've made them. I think I have a video out there where I made one because someone challenged me, and I can. I mean, I've been crafting a while. I've been around the block crafting. I know how to do techniques, but even though you know how to do it, I know how to make liver and onions, but I'm certainly not going to make it because I don't like it. But, you know, I'd say that as a crafter, you should at least try the technique. But it doesn't mean you're going to like every single technique out there. It's not my thing, ladies. It's just not my thing. You want some grunge? You've come to the right place. All right, so there, that looks pretty good, I think, right? And what did I do with my label? It's around here somewhere. Is that it? There it is. Fragile. Fragile. Fragile, right? If you're Italian. Fragile. All right, the glasses go up because I got to cut. Fragile. All right. Our hearts are fragile, that's for sure. Lots of concentration when we are fussy cutting. All right. So Crystal says that she loves this card. Thank you, Crystal. All right, so this is gonna go here, I think. I wanted to add a little charm. I probably should have done that before I stuck that stuff down. You know, I always come up with the great ideas after the fact. Why is that? Be true to you. So I want to put a little charm, I think. All right, what do I have here? Choose happy, light the way, seen and noted. Do what you love. Be you bravely. I know, right? Kim, liver and onions. Oh my gosh. It's one of the nice things about being an adult. Just one life. Be true to you. I think I'll do that one. Is things we had to eat when we were younger because our parents made them. It's like, forget that. We can make what we want to make now. I hate liver and onions. Some people actually go to restaurants and order liver and onions. I don't get it. Not my thing. All right. So I'm digging through my metal elements here, y'all, because I'm prepared that way, as you can tell. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. And I should have known better. Oh, look at. Ooh, should I add a? Those are kind of pretty. Okay, you guys tell me, do you like the roses? As I look for my metal elements here. Do you like the roses? Yes or no? I even have a little one. That's cute. I don't know. We gotta decide. We gotta decide if we want to put a rose. All right. So, excuse me. I'm just digging through my stuff here, you guys. I'm looking for the clasp that goes through. All right. So they're just the little Tim Holtz roses. He had them at Halloween, I want to say. They were in black and red. So I need to decide if I want to put them on my card. I don't know yet. Oh, this is what I was looking at earlier. See? Those are the ideology that match those. Maybe we'll use those. I don't know yet. All right. Well, I can't find what I'm looking for, so we're going to have to work with this. So I think oh, you know what? I can put it right through. That's the idea. All right. So as I reach, so I'm going to just put that as a little hanging diddly-do, because that's the technical term. Be true to you. Originally, I had the idea is to have it loose, but this is going to work for now. All right, so yay or nay on the roses, you guys. Gotta decide if we want to add those. This is gonna go here. I wonder if I should. I don't know if we're going to use these or not. I haven't even opened them. Okay, so, no, but I do have an idea for those, but it's not going to be on this card. All right, back to this one. Roses, yes. Okay, so Kim in Alaska says yes to the roses. I mean, I think they would match. I have the red ones and the black ones. Definitely not the red ones. All right. That looks pretty good. What do you guys think? And we could maybe, I mean, I don't want to do too many roses, right? But maybe we can, I don't know, do something like that. I mean, it probably doesn't matter, so I don't know why I'm taking so much time. But I kind of like them. All right. Okay. So we're going to add a couple of these black roses here. Okay, so coming back to this one, I'm thinking about adding a couple of these cogs. I mean, I don't have to, but why not, right? I mean, I could easily just add a couple of little ones. I'm not going to even ask you guys. I think I'm just going to do it. Sorry. I'm just going to do it because I think it looks good. Try 3 roses. I had another one, and I usually go odd numbers. There it is. A little one, maybe right there. Maybe right there. Maybe right there. See, I don't know. I'll think about that. All right, so I am going to add those cogs. All right, so Janine, hello, welcome. So I need 3. 3 is the magic number. All right. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue just to keep it in place. It's like, you know, one card costs you $50 with all the embellishments that you add to it, right? That's all right. It's about the process. It's about the journey. Okay, so I'm going to let those dry a minute, and then I'm going to add them with those. Okay, so let's see. We needed another rose. Oh, that's not sticking very well. Maybe if I stop messing with it. Okay. So Kim said I need a third rose. I just don't know where I'm going to put it. Oh, I know. Maybe I'll put it up there. Maybe I'll put it next to the Be True. I don't know. I usually like threes, but I can't decide where this goes. I think I'm going to stick with, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. I probably should have put the roses on here to have more balance. But of course I didn't do that. Maybe I'll do that. I mean, does it really matter? It probably doesn't, right? Okay, well, I'm not going to make a decision. I don't know. I don't know. All right, so since I decided to lift this up several times, I need to add more glue. Okay, that's just going to go right there. I don't know why, but it is. Okay, so let me get these added. My poker. Okay, so we got this at the hardware store. Came in a pack of, I think, 6, all different shapes. And that's my poking tool now. The hardware store is great to find tools. Janine, too late. I already added the third rose. I was originally going to go 2, but I succumbed to peer pressure. All right, so here's the 2 cards, you guys. Now, I am going to do one more just because I want to. I understand if you can't hang out, that's cool. But I want to make this card because I think this is a fun card. I know we kind of went steampunky here, mixed media. This is just straight stamping. So I get it if you guys can't hang out. I appreciate you hanging out with me. These are going to go onto cards once they dry completely. The roses have to dry, and then of course my key has to dry. But I love it. I love these. All right, so I've decided that I am going to give away I'll probably give away this card because it's a little flatter to mail. Elements tend to be a little bit more expensive. So if you guys are interested in getting a card from me, I'm not going to do a drawing, I think. I think what I'm going to do is, if you want a card from me, send me an email, and I'm just going to start rotating who I send cards to so everybody can get a card. My email is taylormadecards4u @gmail.com. taylormadecards4u@gmail.com. And send me your address. Let me know you want a card. And I'm just going to get you guys on a rotation for my cards. If I see you in my chat or in my lives, then I'm going to get you guys cards. I want to make sure that everybody gets cards. I know the raffle, sometimes people, the same people win. On the trivia, the same people win. And I want to be able to mix it up. So if you want a card from me, send me an email. I'm going to start a rotation of my cards. All right, so I'm going to do one more card. You guys, it's going to be very straightforward. Anybody can do it. And it's a very easy technique. So let me just make a little space here. All right, so the stamp set we're gonna use is the one I've been sharing with you. Desk is getting out of control. Is this one here. And it's very easy to make. I made it on the, what is this called? On the glossy paper. And then I added the Distress Collage, or the embossing glazing to seal the ink, because I learned to do that because on this one, my ink kind of smeared. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. I liked the result of it because it was kind of grungy, but that's when I decided, you know what, I need to seal it because that the black ink smears if you touch it. So it worked out okay on this card, but I didn't necessarily want it to be smeary on this card. All right. Okay, so again, very easy technique. Stamping platform probably would be best for this type of a card. Just trying to make some room here. Because with the silhouette stamps, the ones that have all the dark around them, you want to make sure you get a crisp stamp. The other thing that you want to do is kind of have your centerpiece. I'm using my heart as mine, but you're going to want to, you know, work your images around it. Oh, I have an echo? That's new. Has that been happening the whole time? I know I checked the volume or the sound earlier. Does anybody else have an echo, guys? Because I've been going for over an hour and I didn't think I did. If I did, that really stinks. Let me know. Does anybody else have an echo? I hope not, because that would really stink. And when I say stink, I'm thinking of another word. All right. So and I'm going to make this kind of tight. Dawn says she doesn't hear an echo. Whew. Thank you. I was a little worried about that. I've been going for a while and I'm like, oh man, I hope I haven't been echoing the whole time. Okay, so I cheated. I've already made this card, so I've already got my layout. Thanks, ladies. I was a little bit worried there. So I've got my important, and I'm going to make it pretty tight because I'm going to trim the card. And my notice goes over here. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, and then I have my fragile and my handle with care. So I've already used those. So those are over here. So fragile was over here. And then handle with care. The heart, the bottom of the heart kind of goes in between these two. So that's kind of how I line it up. So the little tail will go right there. All right, so once you have your stamps lined up and they're sticking to your platform, then just get your magnets in place. All right, now when I do stamping like this, I don't ink up all the stamps at the same time. I place them, but I ink them one at a time. And that's for a couple of reasons. Number one, I want to make sure I get the best impression possible on each stamp. And that wasn't good. Number two, when I'm using glossy paper, it's going to smear. So I kind of have to be aware of that. All right. And I already smeared, but that's okay. You can always put something over that, right? Which one did I just notice? I couldn't remember which one I inked up. All right, Janine, are you heading out or you're just telling us you're taking a break? I know I'm going longer than I typically do, but I wanted to do this last card because it's a real easy one. And I know not everybody is into the whole mixed media gears type of a card. So I wanted to give you one last idea before I head out. Well, wasn't that a nice surprise? That little smudge that I had, the one stamped right over that. That worked out. All right. Now these are the stamps that smear because of the background. I'm going to need to clean this room up after I'm done. It's a mess. All right. And this is what I mean about using a stamping platform for stamps like this, because you need to go a few times. Oh, you're taking a break from tidying. Well, that sounds good. I thought we were losing you. All right. So yeah, so I had to go 3 times with this stamp, whereas the other ones, I got it in one shot. So the ones with the silhouette black background are the ones that really, really take the stamp platform well. All right. So yeah, when I was picking out my stamps for this live, I saw the handle with care and I thought, well, a heart handle with care, right? And then I had the idea to do this. And I thought, okay, I gotta show this technique because I think this is an easy one. You can do it with any word stamps, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be this one, although I think this one really works. All right, so now that you have it stamped, this is where you have to be real careful about the smearing. So get my coffee filter down here, and yes, Janine, when the smudging works to your advantage, otherwise it ends up in the trash. So I'm going to do these first just because these are the ones that tend to smear. Now I know that they have those fancy trays to catch your embossing, what is this, my embossing glaze, embossing powders, whatever. But you know what, I think a coffee filter works just fine. I'm not a fancy girl. I don't have on my fancy pants. Got on my big girl pants, but not my fancy pants. All right. Okay, so I think that's good. All right. And of course, let's put our excess back in our jar to use for another day. I got to get every little bit, apparently. All right, and put that aside. All right, and then we will dry this. So that's essentially the background, y'all. If you want to dress it up, which I do because that's how I roll, you can use stencils. Now, I wanted to have some sort of a background. You see, when you add the heart, you got all this white space, which is fine. If that's what you're going for, absolutely, it works. But I wanted to have a little bit more background, but not too much, not too much. Just a little bit. You've seen me do that before. Just a little bit, little bit. This is very grungy, but I like it. Problem with this one is it's starting to tear a little bit, and sometimes my embossing blenders get stuck underneath it. But I'm going to use my daubers to have a little bit more control. And as I do that, I'll share with you my latest and greatest idea. So, we recently did a video hop on my YouTube channel using my new kit. And one of the designers that used my kit said she created her own stencil using the scan and cut. Okay. So I thought, well, hey, I have a scan and cut, right? I can make my own stencils. So I texted her, or sent a comment on her what you call it, on her YouTube comments. And I said, hey, and that's what I said is, hey, hey there. What material did you use to make your stencils? And she told me it was something she got at Hobby Lobby. I don't remember the name. I have it on my desk here somewhere. So where do you think this little girl was at yesterday? She was at Hobby Lobby looking for stencil material. And I found it. Very excited. And I'm going to try to make my own stencils. So, Janine, girl, we need to talk. Where do you get your patterns for your stencils? I mean, I can make my own, my easy ones, but is there like a place you can buy SVGs? You gotta give me the 411 on that, because this girl needs to know. Because I'm very excited. I'm very excited about making my own stencils. You use acetate. So yes, but I thought that might be a little bit too flimsy. We'll see. But I bought some special stencil material. Wasn't very expensive, so I wasn't overly concerned about it. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So if I have a chance, probably won't be next week. I don't know if I'll be able to do a live next Sunday. Got things going on next week. And that didn't emboss very well. So you may not see a live from me next Sunday, but if I have a chance, I will schedule it last minute. I'm not going to schedule it ahead because I just don't know if I'm going to have the time. I just don't know, ladies. So maybe we'll do a live next week, maybe we won't. But one of these weekends, I want to make some stencils and share with you what I did. I'm kind of excited about it. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. Now, what I want to add on my desk here is that border. It's around here somewhere. All right. So I have a border stamp that makes these cute little borders. And if you don't have that, I have this in my shop. That would work just as well. Look at that. So you can add these. In fact, maybe I will use these because I don't know where my stamp is. So yeah, you can find these in my shop, and they're just little additions. All right. But I have a stamp that does that too. I don't know where it's at on my desk. All right, let's see. So, of course, I used too much glue. And then I'll put another one here. Let's see. So I'm not afraid of color, Mylar, and create my designs in Photoshop. Yeah, I have Photoshop, so I could definitely do that. So we'll see. We shall see. See where that new adventure takes me. All right. So this is vintage film strip. I got it at the swap meet, and I think it is fabulous to craft with. I have it in the shop. It's you get it 3 yards. Can't remember what the cost is, but it's fun to craft with. I like it. I like it. All right. Yeah, Photoshop. I didn't know either when I got the program. I do all my digitals in Photoshop. It's just a learned. It's a learned program, just like anything else. I'm hoping to do some tutorials in Canva. Canva is a free program that you can use to work with some of your digitals. It's too much. So that's one of my goals, because you can do layering and overlays and whatnot. All right, I think that's good. All right, so now that I have my background, now I gotta put black cardstock. Where's my black cardstock? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and frame this. I don't even know the size of this, but we're gonna make it work. So Not Afraid of Color says she used to teach Photoshop in a monthly magazine out of the UK. So you probably got it down. Yes, Victorian Edge, thanks for stopping by. I hope that you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you liked the video today. That helps the channel. And then, of course, you can hit the little link when you subscribe, so that way you're notified when I go live. I typically go live on Sunday afternoons at 2 o'clock. So I hope I see you back again. And now I'm going to just trim this down. Just want to give it a little edge. And that's crooked. Let's see if we can make that a little better. Yeah, I'm excited to try out the stencil making. Could be a lot of fun. All right, that's pretty good, I think. And then, where is my heart? So, I lost my heart. I lost my heart. Oh, there it is. No, should I go? Okay, too much thought into this. Oh, I kind of like that. That's kind of neat. Or I just go plain. There's a lot of ways you can go with this, you guys. There's no right answer, right? Oh, you know what? I have this one. Yep, that's it. That's what we're doing. All right, so of course I have to see if I can distress this a little bit more. Hi, Susie. You're catching us on the end, girl. All right, so what have you been up to this afternoon? All right, so I want to keep my notice showing. And then I think I'm going to pop my heart. What do you guys think? I like that choice better. I like the silver better. I think it pops better. And we all like a pop, don't we? All right. So I am finishing up here. I will bring out the other two cards. If you don't follow me on Instagram, that is where I typically will post my finished cards. You can follow me on Instagram at Taylormadecards4u. I would love to have you guys follow me on Instagram. And that's where I typically will post my finished cards once I have them mounted on some cards. Like I said, the new way I'm going to move this over. Sorry, I can't talk and craft at the same time, apparently. The new way I'm going to do my giveaway is I'm going to randomly choose people that I haven't sent cards to before. So if you are interested in getting a card from me, one of the cards I made today, it probably will be one of these because it's flatter and it's cheaper for me to mail that way. But send me an email, Taylormadecards4u, number 4, letter U, at gmail.com. I'm going to see if I can go to YouTube and put a note in there right now. Hold on a second. I could get my mouse to work. Let's see. There it is. All right, bear with me, guys. Of course, everything is on my keyboard. All right, so yeah, if you guys want to be on my list to get one of my cards, I'm just gonna randomly pick people I haven't given cards to yet before, so that way everybody can get a card. I know sometimes when we do the random drawing, you may never win, and what fun is that, right? So I'm going to share the love. I might even send out a couple, but yeah, I would love to. I would love to have you on my list to get my cards. So this is what we did today. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys did too. And I always love chatting with you, but hopefully you also got some ideas for your cards. Let me know in the chat which is your favorite. The blue one, which I think is fabulous. This one is my favorite, of course, the one with the key and the little metal cogs, handled with care. And then, of course, the last one is this really simple one, which is a fabulous Valentine's Day card. But let me know what your favorite is. I'd love to know that. And once again, I truly appreciate your support of me. And I want to just thank you guys for being part of my community. I always have a lot of fun Sunday afternoons crafting with you, and getting to know you a little bit better. And hopefully you all have gotten to know me a little bit better as well. Got to finish off with a little sales kick. Don't forget, I do have a store, Taylormadecards4u.com. And I have lots of digital items. I also have kits and whatnot in there. So I would love for you to be part of that community as well, because I do Friday freebies as well. So if you're on my community list over on my website, then you will be able to get some of my freebies as well. So don't forget to check that out and become a subscriber to my website as well. So yeah, so that's it, y'all. I don't know if I'll be doing a live next Sunday, so more to come on that. I'll keep you posted. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much, you guys.